Yo, welcome back to the Octopus's Backyard, a channel of 8 identical octuplets. I would subtitle that by octuplets for octuplets, but that would give us a possible audience of like 100 people, most of whom wouldn't speak English. So this channel is for anyone. I'm David, by the way, I'm the third youngest. And don't you dare try to call me Dave or I'll get really mad at you. And today I would like to answer the most commonly asked questions we get as octuplets. Geez, how many times have I said that word this video? Octuplets. Octuplet, octuplets, octuplets. Oh, I guess it's only 4. I would have thought it would be more than that. Alright, anyway, the most common question I get asked when I tell people I'm an octuplet is, oh, are you all identical? And I don't know if this is true for every octuplet, but yes, we are all completely identical. I do think we're more likely to be identical than twins or triplets, but I'm not sure. And to be honest, there's basically no way to tell us apart. Even our parents can't do it. And yeah, when we're not moving or showing any of our mannerisms, it's really impossible to tell us apart. Even our parents can't do it. Which leads me to my next question. Can you tell each other apart? I don't really know why, but none of us has ever really had a problem identifying one another. Maybe it's some little details that only we can see. Maybe it's some kind of twin bond, but 4 times greater. I just really don't know. I've never had trouble telling any of the others apart, but then again, we're not really trying to trick each other. And on to question 3, which is related to that. Have you ever switched places? Of course, if you had 7 identical siblings, I'm sure you would switch places all the time too. Like, yeah, obviously. It's mostly just for small jokes here and there, but there have definitely been some times we've used our little superpower for some more nefarious purposes. Let's just say that there have been full weeks of school throughout my life where I've not attended class once and still maintained perfect attendance. And the final main question that I get asked, which is kind of weird, is do you care who's the oldest and the youngest? And you bet we do. There's about an hour and 15-minute gap between my oldest brother Brian and my youngest brother Jeff. And we really hold that over each other. I kind of got dealt a bad hand at number 6, but Hello? Is this thing on? Look, I don't have much time, and I don't know who's listening, but hold that over Bruce and Jeff forever. I sometimes almost feel bad for Mike, though. He was so close to being oldest. You know, maybe I'll tell stories about some of the pranks we've pulled in some other videos. But you know what? I'll give you one. On our first day of class in 6th grade, Carl, Al, Mike, Dennis, and me were all in the same class. Usually they'd break us up a bit more, but we had just moved schools, so they weren't really familiar with our antics yet. As we were about to go in, I had a genius idea. Me and Carl went in to sit down first next to each other, but I told Mike, Dennis, and Al to wait outside. Our teacher saw us, being identical and all, was like, oh, you must be twins. But then she started taking the attendance, and because our last names are grouped together, she looked at it and then looked up at us and was like, there must be some kind of mistake. And then Mike walked in and apologized for being late. And her eyes got so wide when she saw another one of us. And then Al came in a minute later, and then Dennis a minute after him. I think we had about broken her at that point. As we were about to leave, I told her that there were 3 more of us in different classes, and I think she almost fainted. I felt a little bad, but she found it funny as the year went on, but still, sorry, Mrs. Newman. Okay, but that's it, folks. Catch you later. On the flip side, how do people end these videos?